everybody, and welcome to the first quarter newsletter video update from the Robinson-Ludwick duo here. It's a beautiful spring day in Central Oregon. Kind of a wacky weather week.
It's beautiful looking. It's freezing.
It is a little cold. Forgot my coat today.
Yeah.
But the real estate market is still hot, that's for sure. Although, we've seen some changes, and we're going to go through them today. You know, we find ourselves in April of 2022, and things are starting to return to a sense of normalcy as far as coming out of all the COVID lockdowns and restrictions and mask wearing. And it feels like the real estate market may be kind of calming down into more of a sense of what we've historically seen as normal.
Well, I think you're probably right overall. A couple of maybe balancing factors there that I would look at, Matt. Interest rates have gone up. If you don't know, now you know, but you probably know. Interest rates have gone up. Now, if we frame that in the historical context, they're still phenomenal.
They are.
You know, we're not talking about
7,
8, 10, 12% interest rates. We're still under 5, mid 4s, high 4s. If you're really, really good and you get some crazy preferred rate, I've still seen things in the very high 3s to low 4s, but that's not as common. So that might be putting a little bit of downward pressure on the sales side of things.
And will probably be the single biggest factor that will lead to any sort of slowdown in the market would be the continued rise of interest rates.
Should they continue to? Should they continue to? I mean, I think you're talking. I'm with you. If they go up another full percent or even more, then we're talking about real impact on purchasing power, and sellers will have to adjust. But right now, we've seen just in the first quarter, our median home prices here in Bend anyway have continued to accelerate. There's a couple of different metrics we look at and reports that come out. Somewhere, if we're going to take the average of that, we're somewhere between 750 and 800,000, probably right in the middle of that. But gosh, I mean, we made, I don't know if it was on our quarterly videos, but it might have been a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, we made our own individual predictions of when Bend was going to hit that $1 million median price point.
It is.
And I think it's coming
rapidly
quicker than we think.
And the biggest impact, and we've spoken about this in past videos, is the massive increase in our extreme luxury and luxury market with the Tethro, new subdivisions like Tree Farm, Westgate. A lot just hit in Tree Farm last week for $1.4 million just for the land. I think the first resale of a home in Westgate went for about $4.5 million. And I think we're going to start seeing more sales in that $5 to $15 million and beyond as we become more comparable to these other Western ski towns, which I always speak about, the Aspens and Sun Valleys and Jackson. So that's having an impact on that median sales price as well. But it's kind of happening across the board. It's really hard to find anything in Bend anymore for $600,000 or less.
Yep, and in Redmond, it's hard to find things for under $500,000, and that's our number one feeder market, and it's its own thing. But Redmond is our number one feeder market, as many of you know. So, and looking ahead to just kind of what's going on outside of just residential housing. You know, we're coming to you from our office location here, right in the Old Mill District. We've talked about it before, but that Core Pine development is going to take off here in just a couple of years. Right, you can't see, but just out of view of our camera, a lot across the street that just overlooks the entire Old Mill and Mountain Range is under contract and slated to be, I think, if it goes forward, maybe an office building. So developments of all kinds are still popping up in this area.
Yeah, a lot of commercial development going on. The Core Pine, the first building going in there is going to be a $100 million project with apartments and retail and mixed use. So that's just going to be the start of what will be essentially what is Portland's Pearl District, Bend's version of that, high density, very urban. It's going to bring a lot of change, but a lot of action to this area.
So speaking about action in the area, pulling out a little bit more, I just read this, Matt. So many of you that are here locally already know that the Redmond to Portland Alaska Airlines flights have been postponed and canceled has been already a couple of months, and it's going to be the rest of the year. They're going to hope to bring those back at some point next year, they say, but in exchange for that, Alaska is going to open up some more direct California connections out of our Redmond airport. The Redmond to Dallas flight is coming this summer.
Oh, wow.
The Redmond to direct to Chicago flight is coming. It's going to be seasonal again, but it's going to be here all summer long and into the fall. So the gateway that Redmond now can offer to the entire West, but even into the middle part of the country on direct flights, is just becoming better and better, and that's only going to turn the spotlight on Central Oregon even brighter.
Absolutely, yeah. But as far as activity and going back to kind of returning to a sense of normalcy, we see our team stats dropping back down to what we saw in first quarter of 2020. So it's about half the business that we did first quarter of last year, which was a tremendous start to the year. Obviously, we were kind of in that COVID frenzy where everybody was moving here. So we anticipate things have picked back up. We see a lot of inventory starting to hit the market. It's kind of that spring rush that we see every year. But inventory remains at less than half of a month. I see that maybe coming up, and this happened last year, to about a month of inventory during the summer months, but we might not even hit that month of inventory as people can't sell their homes and really can't afford to because they want to stay in Bend, but they can't afford to buy something else. Exactly.
Yeah, we've become one of those dreaded cities that the people that live in their homes can't even afford their own home if they had to buy it again.
Yes, yeah, no, that's exactly right. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, I think the interest rates will drive demand down a little bit and probably balance out the market. I don't foresee, real estate inevitably goes in cycles. I don't foresee any drastic drop in pricing in the near future, save for some catastrophic event that impacts everybody. I think we have just a robust economy, tons of telecommuters, much more diverse workforce than we had leading up to the Great Recession. And so we're just in a very healthy spot and continue to attract people of all sorts, events of all sorts, athletes, all the things that make Bend and Central Oregon awesome are still there. So
one thing I want to mention finally, because I know that you love us and you probably would want to listen to us for hours, but we'll try to cut this off here pretty quick, is I'm really fascinated with what's happened with the rental market here. Because for so many years, the rental market has been depressed in relation to the resale market, based on what people are willing to pay for rent. But as our prices continue to rise on the resale side, that barrier to entry of buying a home is harder for more and more people. And so now they have to play ball in the rental market, and landlords, investors see that. They've been able to increase their rental rates, especially for product that should be increased, higher end homes. And so seeing rentals hit the market for $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, almost $10,000 a month for some of these beautiful homes, which was unheard of even just a couple of years ago, even if they should have been that way. Now we're starting to see that.
And these new apartment complexes commanding pretty incredible rents, price per square foot, but also filling up prior to them being complete. So the demand for these, luxury apartments that are going in these phenomenal locations is incredibly high, and there's going to be more and more inventory. And like you said, more and more people that just have to rent because they can't afford to buy here. And that's the reality of our market. So
on the commercial side of things, we're really big on industrial, really big on self-storage, mobile home parks. If you can find them, good luck. Those are the sectors that we really think are going to continue to grow and take off here in Central Oregon. Some people that I talk to, Matt, think that office space is going to come back and that trend's going to reverse from the at-home worker. I'm a little more concerned about that. They're probably right in the long term, but I just think that's a longer term play, and I'm not as confident in the short term on that.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was a good ad there. So anyway, we're tracking trends every day. We're in this every day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. buysellbend.com. All our contact info is on there, and send all your friends and family our way. Thanks for watching. Have a great second quarter. Until next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Our handles are shown here on the screen, and you can always find our contact information or more about us on www.buysellbend.com. Thanks.